Stepsister mistreated me for years, but now wants to reconnect and offers me this. I laugh out loud. I laughed so hard the coffee shop went silent, heads turning as my stepsister's face flushed crimson, her perfect smile cracking like cheap porcelain. She thought a single envelope could erase a decade of cruelty, as if money could stitch up the scars she carved into my soul. Here we were, two strangers bound by a twisted family tree, sitting across a table that felt like a battlefield. My name is Ellie, and for years I was the unwanted shadow in Claire's golden life. Growing up, she was the princess blonde, poised, the apple of our parents' eyes while I was the scrawny kid they inherited when my dad married her mom. From the moment we met at 13, Claire made it her mission to remind me I didn't belong. She'd mock my thrift store clothes, sabotage my homework, and once, at a family dinner, accidentally spilled red wine on my only nice dress, laughing as I ran crying to my room. Her friends joined in, a pack of hyenas circling a wounded animal, and our parents. They called it sibling rivalry and looked the other way. By the time I left for college, I was a ghost in my own home, invisible unless Claire needed a punching bag. I swore I'd never let her near me again. Yet here she was, 10 years later, sitting across from me in this cozy Seattle cafe, her designer handbag screaming wealth, her eyes pleading for something I wasn't sure I could give. The meeting wasn't my idea. Claire had tracked me down through a mutual friend, sending a message so syrupy it made my teeth ache. Ellie, I miss you. Can we talk? I owe you so much. I almost deleted it, but curiosity or maybe masochism got the better of me. What could she possibly owe me besides an apology she'd never mean? So I agreed to meet, picking this neutral ground where the smell of roasted beans and soft jazz might keep my temper in check. Claire arrived looking like she'd stepped off a magazine cover, her tailored coat and flawless makeup a stark contrast to my jeans and worn sweater. She hugged me, and I stiffened, her perfume overwhelming, like she was trying to smother the past with lavender and wealth. We sat, and she started with small talk, her job, her fiancé, her crazy busy life. I nodded, waiting for the point, my fingers tracing the rim of my coffee mug. Then she slid an envelope across the table, her voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. Ellie, I want to make things right. Open it. I stared at the envelope, plain white with my name scrawled in her perfect handwriting. My gut told me to shove it back, to walk away, but my hands betrayed me, tearing it open. Inside was a check, $50,000, made out to me. I blinked, my brain struggling to process the number, the zeros staring back like a cruel joke. Then I laughed, loud and sharp, the kind of laugh that bubbles up when life's absurdity hits you square in the chest. The barista glanced over, and Claire's face froze, her eyes darting nervously. What's so funny, she asked, her voice tight. I leaned back, wiping a tear from my eye. You think this fixes anything? You think you can buy me off after years of treating me like dirt? Her lips parted, but no words came out. For the first time, Claire looked small, her confidence crumbling like the facade it was. Let me rewind. Growing up, our blended family was a house of cards, fragile and ready to collapse. My dad, a quiet man who loved books more than people, married Claire's mom, Susan. When we were both 13, Susan was warm but spineless, letting Claire rule the roost while Dad buried himself in his study. Claire, with her cheerleader charm and vicious streak, saw me as a threat, an interloper in her perfect world. She'd whisper insults during family movie nights, loud enough for me to hear but soft enough for our parents to ignore. God, Ellie, do you ever brush your hair or no wonder your mom left you? That one cut deepest, because my mom had died when I was 6, and Claire knew it. She'd steal my things, blame me for her messes, and once locked me in the basement for an hour, laughing through the door as I pounded on it. I learned early to keep my head down, to survive by being invisible. But invisibility comes at a cost. It eats away at your sense of self until you're not sure who you are anymore. By high school, I was a loner, finding solace in books and art, sketching my pain into notebooks I hid under my bed. Claire, meanwhile, thrived homecoming queen, star of the drama club, the girl everyone wanted to be. Our parents beamed at her, their pride a spotlight that never reached me. I wasn't jealous. Not exactly. I just wanted to be seen. The breaking point came at 17. During my senior year, I'd worked months on a painting for the school art show, pouring my heart into every brushstroke. The night of the show, Claire accidentally knocked over a can of paint, ruining my canvas. She apologized in front of everyone, crocodile tears and all, but I saw the smirk she hid from the crowd. I didn't cry, I just walked away, vowing to cut her out of my life. After graduation, I left for college across the country, built a quiet life as a graphic designer, and tried to forget the girl who made my childhood a war zone. Now, sitting across from her, I felt that old rage bubbling up, mixed with something new pity. Claire was still talking, her words a desperate stream. Ellie, I was awful. I know. I was young, stupid, jealous. You were so real, and I hated how you didn't need anyone's approval. I've changed. I swear. That money is for you to start fresh, to chase your dreams. Her eyes were wide, pleading, but I saw the cracks in her sincerity. This wasn't about me, it was about her, about easing her guilt so she could sleep at night. I pushed the check back across the table. You don't get to rewrite history with a check. Claire, you don't get to buy forgiveness. Her face crumpled, and for a moment, I thought she might cry. But then she straightened, her voice hardening. You're being unfair. I'm trying to make amends. What do you want from me? I leaned forward, my voice low, but steady. I wanted a sister, not a bully. I wanted you to see me, not step on me to feel taller. You don't get to decide when we're even. The words hung between us, heavy and final. Claire stared at the table, her fingers twisting the envelope. I waited, half expecting her to lash out, to revert to the cruel girl I knew. Instead, she whispered. I was scared. Ellie, scared of losing my place, my mom's love. You came into our house, and I didn't know how to share. Her confession caught me off guard, a knife slipping through my defenses. For the first time, I saw her not as a monster, but as a girl, flawed and human, carrying her own wounds. It didn't erase the pain, but it shifted something in me, like a crack letting light into a dark room. I thought of my own life now, my small apartment, my art, my quiet happiness. I'd built something good, not because of Claire, but despite her. Maybe that was enough. I don't need your money, I said finally, but I'll hear you out. Tell me why you're really here. Claire took a shaky breath, her story spilling out like a dam breaking. She'd hit a rough patch her fiancé left her. Her career stalled, and she'd been forced to confront the person she'd become. Therapy, she said, made her see how she'd hurt me, how her cruelty was a warped reflection of her own insecurities. She wasn't asking for forgiveness, not exactly just a chance to start over. I listened, my heart a tug of war between skepticism and hope. Part of me wanted to believe her, to imagine a world where we could be sisters, not enemies. But trust is a fragile thing, and mine was still bruised. We talked for hours, the coffee shop emptying around us. She told me about her regrets, her fears, the weight of carrying a perfect facade. I told her about my art, my struggles, the years I spent rebuilding myself. It wasn't a fairy tale reconciliation, too much had happened for that, but it was a start, a tentative step towards something new. When we parted, I didn't take the check, but I took her number. Maybe I'd call, maybe I wouldn't. The choice was mine, and that felt like power. Looking back, I wonder if Claire's offer was genuine or just another performance. I wonder if I'll ever fully trust her, or if some wounds are too deep to heal. But I know this, I'm not the girl she broke anymore. I'm stronger, not because of her money or her words, but because I chose to keep going, to find light in the dark. Life isn't about erasing the past. It's about building something better from its ruins. So, what do you think? Was I right to reject Claire's offer? To demand more than money? Or should I have taken the check and walked away for good? Share your thoughts. I want to hear where you stand on the messy, human question of forgiveness and second chances.